It's Bengals and Steelers on Sunday in Pittsburgh. Let's get to our keys to victory, our prediction, plus the latest on the punting battle. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com here at Paycor Stadium, where the Bengals, they had their final practice out of Sunday's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, because we are going to Pittsburgh, and we're covering this game from every single angle right here on CBT, so make sure you keep it locked right here. And I'm going to get to my keys to victory in just a second, but just first things first, we did post Drew Chrisman in the locker room on Friday, and the punter battle still up in the air. Zach Taylor says that they're going to use all the time allotted to make that decision. Just to give you an idea of what they're going to potentially do, or the timeline of things, Drew Chrisman's on the practice squad, Kevin Huber on the active roster. There is a scenario where instead of just waiving Huber and promoting Chrisman, that they make Huber inactive for this week against Pittsburgh, promote Chrisman from the practice squad as a standard elevation for this game. They could do that. They would have to do that by 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. So just interesting. And if you want more on the battle, certainly check out Chrisman's interview. We talked to him for about 4 minutes in the locker room on Friday. But let's get to our keys to victory, because obviously special teams is a factor, but that isn't the factor. That's not the first factor when talking about this game. To me, a quick start combined with balance on offense is huge. Huge. Because the last thing you want is TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith to be able to pin their ears back. So if you can be balanced early and be effective, you have to be effective to run the ball. I'm not saying run the ball just to run the ball, just to run the ball. Yards per carry matters. Efficiency matters. But if you can get off to a quick start on the ground as well as through the air, get out to an early lead, quiet that crowd that is going to be pretty rowdy, no doubt about it. It's going to feel like 20 degrees. There's going to be 10-mile-an-hour plus winds. If you can just calm them down, get out to a lead, make Kenny Pickett drop back. And so that would be the second key. First one, fast start, be balanced on offense. Second key, make Kenny Pickett beat you, make him drop back. And so what does that mean? That means DJ Reader, his return, and we've told you all week he was going to play on Sunday. Zach Taylor confirmed that on Friday. But make sure that Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, that ground game does not get going. They showed flashes last week against the Saints. You do not want them to be able to run the ball on Sunday, because if you get out to an early lead and you take away the run and make Kenny Pickett drop back, well, now you're making a rookie drop back against a defense that should be able to hold this Steelers passing attack in check for most of the game, even though I like some of their skill players, no doubt about it. And if you do that, they're probably going to make some mistakes. If you do that, you're probably going to force a turnover or two. And now suddenly we're into the turnover battle, which obviously the Bengals have to win. They turned the ball over 5 times week 1 against Pittsburgh. Burrow said it earlier this week. That isn't going to happen again. No, it's not. At least he's not going to have 4 interceptions and a fumble again. But getting off to a quick start, getting out to a lead, that's going to go a long way towards securing a victory in Pittsburgh. And it's really what I look for from this team. I think they're focused. I think they understand that it's going to be a tough AFC North battle. It's going to be physical. And this offensive line, I think we're going to learn a lot about it, how these tackles respond to what happened week 1. La'el Collins actually got the better of TJ Watt plenty week 1. TJ Watt made some splash plays against La'el Collins week 1. We also know that 71's feeling better now than he did way back then in September. So that combined with a week off for Jonah, maybe Jonah Williams is able to take a step forward and go up against Alex Highsmith, a guy who got the better of him in week 1, and take advantage of it and kind of have a revenge factor. Obviously, Cam Hayward in the middle, he's as good as there is on the interior of a defensive line. That's another player that the Bengals are going to have to worry about. And so we'll see if Alex Kappa, Ted Karras, Cordell Volson are up for the challenge. I do think the interior of this Bengals line has been solid. And overall, they could build off of what they did against Carolina. And if they can get that ground game going early, I think it's going to help this offensive line. And if they get out to a lead, then they will be able to run the ball. And they're not going to have to drop back 50-plus times and run a bunch of plays that let's be honest here. This offensive line, you don't want to go there and have to pass block against T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, etc. for a bunch of plays if you can avoid it. If you could throw it 34 times on Sunday, I think that would be realistic. 27 times on Sunday, that would be ideal. Now, Burrow might be 24 of 27. I'm not saying the passing game doesn't go off, but that would be ideal if you could get that ground game going. I'll give you my prediction in just a second, but first I have to tell you about MyBookie, because the Bengals, well, they're favored this week as they go to Pittsburgh, according to MyBookie. And if you want to wager on this game, if you want to wager on any game in the NFL slate in Week 11 or the NBA, college football, it's an interesting college football slate this week, UCLA versus USC. You want to get in on that action? Well, you need to go to MyBookie right now, sign up, and use promo code BengalsTalk, and you're going to get a double deposit match up to $1,000. They'll match it. If you deposit $500 with promo code BengalsTalk, they'll match the $500. If you deposit $1,000, they'll match it. And if you want to go lower, $50, $100, they're going to match that too with promo code BengalsTalk. I've used them. I've won with them. You can too. From NBA, college hoops, college football, or the NFL Bengals Steelers on Sunday. So go there now. MyBookie, promo code BengalsTalk. This is a must-win for the Bengals. Not running from it. It's a huge game. It's a game where if you get it, you feel 6-4, starting to really turn a corner here. You win your first division game. You're 2 games over 500 for the first time this year. It's a big swing game because if you fall to 5-5, it's just going to be an uphill battle in that AFC playoff race. Certainly, and it's already an uphill battle in the AFC North as far as the division goes. So you got to get this win. And I think the Bengals do it. I think they're the better team. I think they have the better quarterback. I think they still have the better skill guys. I think their offensive line is going to be much better than it was early in the season. And defensively, I think the Steelers' defense is really good. I also think that the Bengals' defense is really good. So that's kind of a wash. The difference to me is Burrow, Mixon, this offensive line. To me, the Bengals' offensive line is slightly better than the Steelers' offensive line. So we'll see. But ultimately, I'm going with the Bengals 26-17. Evan McPherson, all this talk about the punter battle won't be an issue regardless of who punts. I think they'll be solid. I do think it's probably going to be Kevin Huber. Might be wrong. By the time you see this, they might have already made a decision. Not sure. We'll keep you up to date, though. Regardless, I have the Bengals 26-17. Evan McPherson kicks 4 field goals. The Bengals offense moves it up and down the field, but the Steelers, like I said, they're good defensively. Minkah Fitzpatrick expected to play as well. They hold them to field goals on 4 of the 6 scoring drives, but the Bengals defense plays at a high level. Even without Chidobe Awuzie, they get a shot in the arm with DJ Reader and Mike Hilton playing, and they get it done 26-17. Make sure you leave your score in the comment section. Like this video. Tell a Bengals fan about Cincinnati Bengals Talk so more Bengals fans can start watching here on YouTube. We appreciate your support. And for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. I will talk to you, unless there's some crazy breaking news, I will talk to you on Sunday in Pittsburgh. James Rapien signing off for now right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.